Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 501
501
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. This week is the kickoff of the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. Well, I said Epcot twice, so you know where it is. And there are other events also, like Pixar Fest coming to Disneyland on April 26th. Head to MEI and Mouse Fan Travel online to book your trip to anywhere you want to go. We just got off a Princess Cruise, and they are specialists in Disney, not just Disney cruises, but
all
any
cruises. That's right.
Right. So check them out.
So we are back at Disneyland Paris. As you can see, we're just arriving here to the Disneyland Hotel, Disneyland Paris. We're going to kind of talk about the rest of our first stay, our only stay, and then our good friends invited us and put us on the room with them, so we were able to experience a little bit more of the Disneyland Hotel.
Right, and right now we are looking at the Royal Encounter. So the Royal Encounter, if you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, you can book a week in advance for one. But once we were done with one character, we met, who did we meet the first time?
Ariel.
It was Ariel, right. And then we could book other ones.
So it kind of rolls over. As soon as you do one and you're finished, you can book another one and so on. So we actually met all the characters throughout the 4 days that we are at the resort. Here is Snow White here, kind of pointing out there's her apple, showing some of the details. The character meet and greets there are fantastic. I would say that's one of the, the real highlights and the special things, because to meet a princess at Disneyland Park there can be a multi-hour experience. I can tell you that from experience. I actually did it for the first time, and it was like 2 hours just to very quickly meet Belle. So this, if you want to meet the characters, this is the way to do it.
And I just want to mention, we met all of the characters who were there at the time. Like
Correct.
Rapunzel wasn't there yet. Princess Tiana wasn't there yet. So it was who was there. So right now we're looking at we're outside the Crystal Pool. We actually had a very nice walk around. This is quite a nice area out here.
Yeah, I think in summertime it's going to, I can imagine they'll have chairs out here. The doors will be open. So this will really be a great hangout place in summer.
And right now you're showing the locker room with nobody in it.
Yes.
So the locker rooms are very nice here. And I really like that they had the Clarins shampoo and gel and lotion, and you didn't even know that.
Some of us didn't know the significance of such a thing, or I would have absolutely had a shower and used that. You're looking at the sauna and the steam room.
And I just wanted to say, I told Jeff, I'm like, oh, I had the shower in the locker room here. It was so good. And then a friend of ours wrote to you and said, oh, it was like gold, like gold on herself.
So beware. A lot of people were wearing their slippers, and when you go into the pool area, you kind of go through this little half a foot of water.
Probably rinses your foot or something.
That's what it's there for. We had it at our hotel, the relay spa as well.
Right.
You kind of go through a little bit of water, so it must be a thing there. But I saw so many people carrying their wet slippers, because when you stay at the Disneyland Hotel, they give you a robe and matching slippers, and everyone kind of wears them down to the pool and the health club here. So that's a good tip. Beware. Yes. I can't tell you how many people had that happen.
And so I think that I read that it was only like 110 guests maybe for the pool area. This is not a big pool area.
No.
Now, we were here in the morning, but later in the day you saw a ton of people in here. So we recommend early instead of late.
And this was only the second day it was actually open. This was the first real morning that it was open.
But you saw it busy.
I saw it busy that night. It was packed.
Right.
And the hotel wasn't even full at the time, so I can imagine what this can be like. But that said, early in the morning, at least when we were there, it was delightful. You could see we had the pool pretty much to ourselves, and the jacuzzi. There was only a few others that were in the jacuzzi by the time you got down there to meet me at the pool.
And it was a nice jacuzzi.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this experience very much, and it was relatively warm. Not warm, but relatively warm.
And I have read where other guests have said that they've gone, later in the day and it's been extremely crowded.
Look at how comfortable those chairs there are, nicely padded, very comfortable. And I like you have some natural sun coming through the window up there.
Right.
Very nice.
So I wish they had expanded this, because it is a pretty good size hotel with a smaller pool area. But, like when you go into the Sequoia Lodge, their pool is the Quarry. I think it's called the Quarry pool.
Well,
Is pretty good
also
size.
has a nice slide too.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And we're looking. I have evidence that I actually use one of these exercise bikes. My good friend Tom witnessed, and
Yes.
Cindy witnessed the hard workout I did.
And there was no water in there yet in the refrigerator, but at some point they started stocking that with like boxes of water.
Yeah, the box
Single.
of water was actually very good water. I liked it. So our friend, again, our friends that we were staying with that second visit discovered that,
Right.
and we tried some of that water. It was very good.
Well, it's water.
Boxed water. Doesn't get better.
So right now we're heading down the hallway to the Superior room.
Superior. That means it's the best of the best.
You
The
know-
top of the line. Superior.
And every time I hear that, like Superior should mean that, but in this case, the least expensive rooms in the Disneyland Hotel are the Superior rooms, which is very unusual.
Now, this is the family version of the Superior room, so it's a little bit bigger, and that's why they were able to have the room to add us on to the reservation at the last minute. And you can see it's a Tangled room.
And they could have added us on even otherwise, because
Mm-hmm.
you can put 4 adults in one room.
Correct.
But here you could have 5. So now there's not the magic that happens in the portraits, but I didn't really miss that. Like being
I will
in there.
much trade the magic for the location. The location here
was
was
great.
phenomenal. I mean, you just walk down the hall, down the flight of stairs, boom, you're out. You're in
Right.
the park within, let's say, 3 minutes. You can be in the park.
The deluxe rooms are far from the reception. So, but this was not, and they had a very nice view, an upper floor, and I also and we're just looking again. There's the Tangled artwork here. So, and she gave me her notebook because I love these little notebooks.
And the pen, quite a
Yes.
nice pen, Disneyland Hotel
Yeah.
pen.
And so we're just looking at some of the. Obviously, you don't have the items that do the magic, the buttons.
But you had USB plugs.
Yes.
You had the regular Europe plug there. So, everything is very new.
And it says family and then somebody's name. It wasn't
No
their
idea
name.
who that is.
Now, their name was on it when we first entered the room, but then somebody else's name who looks to be German, because that's what I'm seeing is, well, I assumed it was German. Who knows? So anyway, I thought that was very interesting because I think that's either German or from the Netherlands.
But it's very interesting because we didn't even have a name.
Right,
Ours just said family.
And we were told that there wasn't supposed to be a name, but you could tell that was not the case.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Superior room, the family room, also has this really great alcove. And I spent a lot of time there working on the computer. It was very comfortable.
And you could see the nice Tangled mirror there, and they sell a very similar one at the gift shop.
But not as expensive. Like,
Or
I
as
mean, it was
big,
like
right.
$70. So that was very quick that you could see that folds out into a sofa bed.
Yeah, for all the effort and time it took us to pull that thing out, I should have showed it a little
It's
longer.
like, boom. So the difference here also is like you can see like the coloring is more of a silver as opposed to the gold and deluxe. I thought the silver was a little nicer actually.
And now we're going to look at quite a very interesting thing. We're looking at the refrigerator that came fully stocked, unlike ours.
Right, we got nothing. So, and we were supposed to, but you can see there's several waters, there's a nectar, there's several snack items. This was nice. It only is filled the first day. You get nothing. Like if you're there 4 days,
You just get the first day's worth.
right. And they should give you they should give you water on other days.
And we're looking at the coffee maker there, and also a teapot.
I mean, from what I keep reading, because I follow the reviews, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't get added to rooms, and you never know what you're going to get and not get.
That is true. That is true. And here is all sorts of various teas and coffee and everything if you want to make your own coffee or tea. I just want to give a shout out and a thanks again to our good
Yes.
friends Cindy and Tom.
Yes,
because
thank you.
They let us eat all of those snacks. That
Well,
night
we
we ate all of it. Every single
No,
nut
did
was
we?
gone. I
'Cause
believe
didn't-
so.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't eat very much
It's
because I
because
don't
the
eat.
Fool came out that night
Yes.
too. That Belgian
You.
beer.
No.
No.
He's
Fine
talking about-
Belgian beer that they brought along.
So we're just looking at. They had several bathrobes, and they had like kids' bathrobes and
kids
adult-
slippers and adult slippers.
Right,
Very
even
interesting.
though there were 4 adults on the reservation, it never seems. And again, I keep reading reviews that they never seem to put the exact number of proper bathrobes and slippers.
I've yet to see
and
it
snacks.
work. I've yet to see it correct.
But like the Monbana hot chocolate, the Lavazza coffee, that always seems to be correct. So at least that's something. So now we're looking outside. This was a pretty good view. You know, I thought this was nice. You could kind of see
It's a very nice
Disneyland
view.
Hotel and such.
And you could see the crowds going in for the morning, a few of the gazebos. You could check out the weather. I think it was a very, very nice view.
This was better than any of the views we had, although we had a terrace on the first floor, and the landscaping was not nearly done. So I think this was of the various views the best one.
So now we're going to go a little deeper into the room, and we're going to check out the bathroom facilities here. And you'll note there's a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs mirror, which I thought was very interesting.
Yes, and so also the amenities were the same, whether you're in the club level, deluxe, or
Castle Club, really, because our good friend Roni recently stayed at the Castle Club, and he showed a video with his amenities, and they were basically, I think they had one or two little bonus, but basically
in the bath.
The same. Correct.
But to me, one of the things about staying in club level is having really nice bath amenities, like extra ones. But I don't even know if anything in here is name brand or anything.
So we're just looking at some of the detail of the dwarfs on the mirror. I thought that was very nice. And you have the hand cream up there and some soap.
Right. I tried the hand cream the other day. It's sort of an odd, it's like, it's a milky, it's an odd texture I found.
Yeah, I've never opened the bottle. It just looks
did.
pretty, so I brought it to
Yeah.
put in our bathroom. That's where it's living right now.
It looks nice, but like the shampoos and such, like it's not H2O, and I don't know that it's, and there's a scale.
Our friend wasn't happy to see the scale.
Yes, but the shampoos, I don't know that they're like branded. You know, it's not like going down to the pool and I had the Clarins shower, which was really great.
Did you use the Disneyland
I
Paris shampoo? And
Yeah.
I thought it was very nice. It had a nice smell
alright.
to it. I prefer H2O products,
Yeah,
I think.
me too.
But it was just fine.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's fine, but if you had the shower at the pool,
Correct. I
which
know. You were spoiled
was-
by that pool. I didn't know of such a thing.
I
was
think-
not informed.
I think just like in the bedroom, that the bathroom should be upscaled. You know, especially with how much it costs. Yes, you have the.
You can talk
You
to
can call.
your rest of your
You can-
family while
or-
you're in the bathroom there.
Or you call and say, my slippers aren't here, or, I got no water. So, I think that it was a very nice room. I don't feel that the price point yet warrants the amount,
So after we saw the room, our friends wanted to go to breakfast, and they wanted to go to the Chuck Wagon. So that's what we did. We took a walk over. Actually, we took the bus over, and we had breakfast here at the Chuck Wagon at the Cheyenne Resort.
Right. And we have not been to the Chuck Wagon in many years. This was the first time that we have had breakfast at the Chuck Wagon.
We did the dinner, and now this was pre-COVID when we did the dinner, and it was really, really good.
We
back
really
then.
enjoyed it
I
at
loved
that
it.
time.
I thought it was excellent.
And during the summer, they grill steaks and such
Outside,
which
yeah.
looks excellent. So I didn't really know what to expect. I was very disappointed in the buffet. I mean, this is around 25 euros for what you receive. And I know because it's toward the end, a lot of stuff isn't filled. But I thought it was an extremely basic buffet. I actually was still hungry afterwards, and I ended up going to McDonald's not too much later.
Now, I did not agree with that. I felt
I know
it was
you liked it.
It was just fine. It wasn't the best buffet. It wasn't the worst buffet. But for me, there was plenty. I did like the salmon. They had nice salmon, some nice cheeses, scrambled eggs. They had Mickey waffle, I think I tried. They actually had some bread with the shape of Mickey in it. So, you're not going to get the same quality as a Rosalie. And I think
Rosalie is at the Disney Village, and we went there a lot, and they had such great food.
So you have to, in my opinion, you have to kind of set your priorities realistically.
Yep,
so this
but
was
you're paying-
realistically what I expected.
But you're paying a good amount of money. Now, it would have been around 46 euros to eat at the Disneyland Hotel, and the food, when I saw photos of it, looks similar to what we had in the Deluxe lounge, which was fine, but not 46. Like, I wouldn't pay 46 euros for it.
And I think we are seeing there they are, Mickey waffles.
Yes.
How can you complain? Mickey waffles.
They're kind of shriveled up.
Yeah, they are a little, and they were a little. I think they had been there a little while too.
Yes,
but
they
that's
look
again.
like
That's
it.
what happens when you hit the very end. Like I think we were some of the last people out of there.
And that's okay. But like the orange juice isn't that good. The hot chocolate wasn't that good. The croissants were just okay. So for
There's that
quality,
Mickey
okay,
bread.
I did like that. I like the Mickey bread, and I don't know. The eggs were okay, and the bacon was okay. But other than that, there wasn't really a lot for me here.
And I see pancakes. Did
Little
you try
pancakes.
any pancakes?
I don't. You know what? I don't. I think I did, but I had to go looking for syrup because I wasn't sure where it was.
I give high marks to the theming. I do love the theming. How often can you say you had breakfast in a stagecoach?
Yes.
I mean, that was
No,
really cool. I always wanted to eat in the stagecoach.
I love the theming of the Hotel Cheyenne. I love like when
And we
we
had
stayed
good company.
there.
We got to
did
enjoy
stay there
time with
once.
our good friends. Look at that.
Yes.
I got no complaint here.
I don't know what it is about Disneyland Paris and these little potatoes though, because it doesn't matter if you're in Castle Club or here. Those little potatoes, or at the Sequoia in the Golden Forest.
You are very right about the potatoes.
They're
Even
everywhere.
Yeah, that is a true.
Why not
true
like
statement.
some nice potatoes, like fresh potatoes? It's like the same stuff probably out of a bag.
Well, anyway, so
We did love Rosalie breakfast, so
we'll talk about
at
that
another
on
show.
another show. So here we are. We are back at the Disneyland Hotel. Now, I was just walking around by myself in the hall, and what is really magical is you can just be walking around and run into Cinderella. Cinderella stopped. She told me she liked the shirt I was wearing. I had a very quick conversation with her. She went on her way, and then I thought, I shouldn't. I'm not showing this, but then I waited for her to meet another guest, and I got a picture with her. So it was effortless, and it was a very nice touch.
I don't know if it's going to be the same now though,
Right.
because
It probably won't be,
because non-hotel guests can come in even though it's online birdie reservation.
So this is La Troupe Royale. This happens during the day and the early evening at the Disneyland Hotel. It's a little bit of an entertainment, and they always bring out a princess. Now, there's only two versions that we saw that were running when the resort opened. The first one was with Belle, and here comes Belle. And then we also saw one with Cinderella. And that's probably why Cinderella was kind of just walking around upstairs waiting, because she probably was getting ready to do her arrival.
And we saw the characters a lot, just sort of roaming or upstairs in the rotunda and such at that time. I don't think that would be like now.
And I know when they have the line birdie, when they have guests be able to tour, that ends before the first one of these performances start.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I think that
how it
ends at
works.
like 2:00. Like they have to be out by 2. So I don't know how.
I don't know how they would even track where guests are.
Now I thought this was a just fine little addition. I mean, it's included. You're seeing entertainment. You're seeing characters, princesses. Afterwards, you can get pictures with them. There's no big lines. It's very easy going. We originally had heard there was going to be 4 different shows. I think one of them was supposed to be with Rapunzel, but so far, at least when we were there, it was just 2 versions.
Because Rapunzel was not yet in the hotel anyway.
In her new dress,
Right.
I don't think, when we were there.
Cinderella has a new dress for the hotel. Most of the characters that we saw had new outfits for the hotel except for Jasmine at that time.
And hers is coming. They're all going to be there with
Right.
the new dresses. They're just kind of waiting for those to be finished.
But also Mickey, Minnie, Donald, etc. Also new outfits. And here is Princess Aurora, who was in the rotunda.
And again, just a random meet. You're just walking around the rotunda area, and again, met the princess and her new dress.
And you
wait.
also met Snow White. And I don't know if this type of thing happens anymore, because I've seen pictures of them up above,
Right.
in the Castle Club waving to guests from above, because they changed. At this time, this was completely exclusive, only to Disneyland Hotel guests, and if you had a spa appointment and such at that time.
So now we are going to enter the La Table de Lumiere, probably the highlight of the entire 4 days for me that we spent at the Disneyland Hotel, I would say.
I haven't even thought about what my highlight is, but there were several. But yes, the adult menu here, and we're just walking through, there's like an open kitchen and such.
And I want to make note as we're being shown this, this area here while very nice, you have beautiful views. He's showing us you have beautiful views of the castle and out here. I would recommend, if you can, you want to be in the dining room that we were at that has the the Beauty and the Beast statue. I think that's to me the real heart of the restaurant.
Although, if I was next to a window, I would be very happy to be able to see outside as well.
Right. So
And
it can go both ways, I guess.
The restaurant is inspired by the Hall of Versailles, but also Beauty and the Beast was inspired by that as well. So it's, a Beauty and the Beast theme restaurant inspired by the Hall of Versailles.
We got quite a nice tour of the restaurant as we were being walked to our table, and we got there early. This was almost at the very beginning of the dining. This, though, to me is the room I would prefer to be in. It's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous room, and we ended
up... A Hall of Mirrors.
I just want to mention
Hall of Mirrors. I'm saying the Hall of Versailles. Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. I just remember that.
And some of these aren't actually mirrors. You can see outside if they dim the light, so it's very interesting. And also, we originally put in a table that was kind of back in the corner, but we asked to be out front so we can do the characters. So you can request a different table if the first table isn't to your liking, if they have it.
Right, just like anywhere else if it wasn't busy yet. So it is 120 euros for the adult menu. I believe it's 60 for the kids menu, but the kids menu is not on here. There is a separate children's menu. We didn't do the champagne pairing. That was another 60 euros. I thought it's already a little high.
Right.
So the 60 euros I thought was high for the champagne pairing.
So really, very shortly after we got settled, we were meeting Belle. And is Adam the correct name for him?
Let's just call him Adam, because that's what a lot of people call him.
Okay.
The Beast in human form. And they actually arrived within like 2 minutes. I feel like as soon as we were set, here they come.
The way they do it is brilliant. So once you get seated and you look over the menu, make your order, you're going to get boom, boom, boom. You're going to get all 3 of the meet and greets, at least when we were there.
When we went, but I don't believe that's going to be always the case. Because I saw a little bit of somebody's video and it wasn't exactly that. Our character experiences, by the time we had our appetizer, I think we're done.
It was phenomenal, though. It was perfect because, especially it wasn't a full restaurant for us. I couldn't imagine a better scenario. And plus, we were with friends that were big character fans, and they had, nice cameras. They were able to get some really great pictures. So we want to say thanks to both of our good friends for joining us and for taking a lot of the pictures that you see that we post were taken by them. So big thanks.
And so here we have Princess Aurora and Prince Philip, who were next. And again, I did see a little bit of somebody's video, and they had food in front of them when they were having character meet. So for us, we did not. And it actually worked out really well. And
so I thought it was going to be always this way. Because I was going to say, what a great way to do it.
Don't assume always on anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
So for us, it was a really good experience.
By the way, I've never noticed the rug with the rose there. Beautiful.
I hadn't even noticed as much because there was so much going on in the room, especially when we were
sensory overload for sure.
Yes. So we'll have to go back.
I definitely would go back. It was a great time.
It was nice.
And they even gave us a discount with our annual pass. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was very nice.
The first day when we did the Royal Banquet, we were told no discount. But the second time we did the Royal Banquet, they said yes, discount. So, things were changing even just in those first few days.
So I think we're about to see our third character encounter. Coming up, I believe it will be Cinderella
and Prince Charming.
But I mean, as you can see, you're getting plenty of time with the characters. Some of our friends asked for individual pictures. It wasn't rushed. It was a really wonderful experience for that.
Right, but the restaurant was also not busy. Mm-hmm. So if the restaurant was super busy, I don't know that we would have had the exact amount of time with them.
And we talked about location. I love the background for the pictures and the video here with all the mirrors and the beautiful chandelier. I don't think it would have been as nice in the hallway with when we walked in. So I think this room is where I would want to go. If we go again, I will try to request. We'll get their opening and I'll ask nicely if it's available.
What if I want a view from the windows?
Well, we'll have to go 3 times then.
So, but anyway, they were showing their new outfits, and really, I really like that they have new costumes for the Disneyland Hotel for all the different characters.
And we did notice that...
Including the princes also.
Yes.
New outfit.
That's right. We shouldn't overlook that. All of the princes had
New costumes.
And depending on when you go, you could get a different couple, because also Ariel and Prince Eric, we saw them another night.
And eventually, I think Rapunzel and Flynn Rider and Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen, I believe all of them might end up eventually mixing in.
Incentive for multiple
eventually
dining experiences.
Yes, eventually.
So let's talk about the food. We're going to start off with wine and the amuse-bouche.
Yes, and that was like kind of a pumpkin flavor over apple, and I thought it was very nice. You know, everybody at our table was like, you know, if it was in a larger form, we would have enjoyed it as well.
You saw I had ordered a Grimbergen Rouge beer. That's a beer that I can't get in the U.S. I can't really find Rouge beers in the U.S., so it was very nice to be able to have that. Looks like you had a red wine there.
But and we do buy at Auchan, the grocery store, so it is something that you can get at the grocery store as well. I ordered the mushroom. It's a velouté. It is like a super sauce. Our friends were trying to explain to me. It's like a soup, but it's more of a sauce. But it was really nice. Mushrooms are very popular in France. And here you have the European lobster with white cabbage remoulade.
That was delicious. It looks beautiful, but it tasted amazing. You know me with my lobster. We're going to talk at a later show about the lobster I had at Rosalie, but this was of high quality. It was very delicious. I can't imagine going there and not getting this
Right.
particular item.
And then we're looking at some of the items here. There was herb crusted lamb, which we did not order. A friend of ours ordered. And you might be ending up showing the farm chicken cooked 2 ways after that. Oh, they're putting a little bit of sauce on it.
He did say he enjoyed the lamb very much. So everybody loved their food. I don't
Not
think
me.
anybody complained. You liked my version of it more than yours, because it was cooked a little differently.
But I didn't love it, but we're going to talk about that. You know, I thought the food overall was good. This is the farm chicken cooked 2 ways, which he enjoyed as well. While we're looking at this, I just want to mention, like, I looked online for reviews, just like on Google, and they're really mixed. So they're still kind of, I think, working kinks out. So we had the roast Belliard, I don't know. I tried to remember it. It's like a dairy cow, but they're using it for beef. It also is a beef cow with potato ribbons, sweet onion cream, and Merlot jus. And I thought it was okay, just okay for me, and mine was a little tough.
Yeah, I thought mine. I tried yours and mine just to determine, and mine was cooked more to my, I guess, both of our likings. But now the most important part and the most beautiful part, it's the dessert course.
Enchanted ball cake, white chocolate ganache, vanilla pear insert, also a Duquoise biscuit, which you enjoyed. And at first I was like, oh, I should have ordered that because it was so cool looking.
And I see that Fleur de Lys logo there. Yes.
We had the Royal Indulgence, that was mine, which was excellent, with creamy chocolate with basil and thin sheets of dark chocolate. We're looking at the kids menu. That is only the kids menu, but we had a chance to sample them.
What a treat that was, by the way. You could see the kids menu, I actually think, is more creative than the adults menu.
Absolutely. The Cogsworth Swiss roll, vanilla white chocolate, and a strawberry roll. And then the Enchanted Rose with vanilla. It's like a Bavarian cream. They call it Bevoire. I don't know.
It was
delicious. I don't know how to say
everything. That rose,
red
absolutely
berry mousse
delicious.
And biscuit. And it, you know, the thing, I find it very interesting that these are the most beautiful and most Instagrammable desserts, and they're having them only for kids, and you cannot order them.
And once again, that's how it was on the second night of the restaurant's operation. Things could have changed and evolved. You know, it was very early on.
And I hope that that's the case. Just like at Waltz, they had that star dessert for kids, and we have adult friends who were able to order it.
Now, we should mention, at least when we were there, you were able to purchase a Royal Collector spoon for La Table de Lumiere, which we did purchase.
And it was a very expensive souvenir, and I think we had a discount, like a pass holder discount on it.
But I didn't buy much else during
Right.
this whole stay,
There
so I
wasn't-
thought it was a very special and very nice item, and it's right there. You can see it from where we're recording. So
Yes.
it's in view, and it was very nice. Where Belle and Adam here stopped by and thanked us and said good night. So what a perfect ending to our experience, and we walked back out. As you see, we're looking at some other meet and greets going on.
That gentleman there has my
your
spirit
spirit
jersey.
jersey. That's
I
right.
love the Paris collection that they have now. I know not everyone loves it, but I actually do.
So, yeah, what a wonderful experience. I enjoyed it. Also, I should mention, we picked up our stickers. They give you stickers, too, when you go to these places.
Right. Well, there's special stickers for inside the hotel. We dined there, so we asked for, I don't remember if it was like a Pascal sticker or not.
And you can see not busy in the lobby after.
Not that time, no. And really, it wasn't always busy over there.
But again, the hotel, I don't think, was full. This was only the first night.
Correct.
Actually, this was the second
It
night.
was less busy when Cindy and Tom stayed even.
Fleur de Lys bar. We decided to try that. That was on our last night with our good friends. Once again, Tom and Cindy, we tried a few 28 euro drinks.
We tried two, one for each of us. You're only paying for location. You are not.
I mean, look at that. I mean, while you're having your drinks, look at the backdrop.
And that's what I said. I wanted it not be in the bar. I wanted to be out here.
You chose wisely.
And I said, it's a place to see and be seen type. You actually see what's going on.
So let's actually talk about the drink and the drink quality.
And so I ordered the Champagne Coronation, again, 28 euros with Moet and Chandon Champagne. It's the Ice Imperial Rosé, Saint Germain liqueur, and raspberry.
There's a close-up of it, and it has that nice little wafer on top as well.
Right, and it was good, but okay, so to me, you're paying about double what you would, let's say you go to the sports bar, you go to Rosalie, you go to, even to the Skyline, you're paying, nearly double what you would normally pay.
So they're about $14 drinks in a normal...
to me, like
right.
about 15 euro drinks. So Cindy ordered, well, she said, I want something sweet, so this is what they brought her. I thought it was the least appetizing cocktail I probably ever seen just for color. But it has pistachio paste, amaretto, apricot and mango, nectars, lemon juice, egg white, pistachio, and biscuit pieces.
Quite the ingredients.
Oh, my word.
It was, for me, I tried it. It didn't really work for me either.
No.
If I was in a drinking mood, I would have had a beer.
Yes, and so here you said this is €7
€7
for this coffee.
Tom is the smartest one of the four of
Yeah.
us. That's the best deal on the whole menu. There's 5 items on the menu that are $7, Perrier, and then 4 coffee drinks. So that's the way to do it.
Again, you're paying for location. You're paying because you're in the Disneyland Hotel. But for a bar, I prefer Skyline over any.
And they ordered this little appetizer.
And this was about 26 or 28 euros.
26. It was 26 euros.
It's got buffalo mozzarella and truffles, and then some little breadsticks and such outside of it.
Yeah, if you like truffles.
He did not think it was worth it.
Okay. I mean, I think it was more like she is a big truffle fan.
Yes,
So,
but-
for me, it would not be worth the price.
Right.
None of it is
No.
worth the price.
So, no, but again, I think Skyline for food and beverages, much more reasonable over at the Art of Marvel.
I mean, being out there did give us the opportunity to see all these great character interactions. Also, the hotel, again, we've said this before, not very busy, so you're able to see all these fun things. I can't guarantee this kind of thing is going to be going on
Right.
all the time, but for us, it was great. And we're about to show the receipt for this extravaganza of
It
2
was
drinks,
a lot
1 little
of money.
appetizer,
Yeah.
and a coffee. So probably the most we've ever spent for such little. There it is, 89 euros.
It was a lot
No discount, by the way, of any kind.
because it's a bar.
That's right.
So this is the menu, and again, I thought sitting outside, the bar itself is nothing special. The Fantasia bar was much nicer. So I think sitting out in the rotunda, especially if it's not busy like it wasn't for us, was very good.
Overall thoughts.
For
The 4 days that we spent 1 overnight, and then we had 4 full days of being at the hotel, going in and out, and just trying all the offerings.
Well, I think the Disneyland Hotel is a work in progress. There's still service issues. I know there's luggage issues. There's all kinds of issues, but there were also aspects of it that were pretty well run, like the Royal Encounter. I thought was really well done. The pool was nice, but too small. It's too small for the hotel. And I thought the restaurants, when we went, even though they're very expensive, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the character encounters. And the hotel also, like, it doesn't hit you over the head with royalty. Like, it doesn't go boom, there's like character portraits everywhere. But it, like, when you walk into the main lobby, the chandelier is beautiful. I think it's a little darker than I thought it would be. Then when you go into I know I'm talking a lot, but it doesn't matter. When you go into why can't I call it the merchandise?
Yeah, the boutique.
The boutique. That's what I keep thinking. Banquet. When you go into the boutique, the merchandise to me is not, for the most part, all that interesting, because it feels like they're trying to go toward a clientele that wants to spend a ton of money on specific items. But why not a spirit jersey? Why not a set of ears? Why not think about what you might find at Club 33, which are relatively average
normal items, right?
Regular, yeah, right. Not like with a big, like a polo shirt with a huge, logo on it. Why not a little logo on it and a regular T-shirt? Like, I would love to see more accessible merchandise that you might want to wear into the parks,
So I'd already said La Table de Lumiere is my favorite, probably my favorite experience. Do you have a favorite experience of the time there?
I enjoyed hanging out with Tom and Cindy and also our other friends. Like, I enjoyed
Well, all that goes without saying. I mean, the people are what make it wonderful.
Yeah, but that's, to me, being able to share that with a variety of friends. I also want to mention, because I don't know, have we talked about the alcohol, getting alcohol into the Disneyland Hotel?
We have not talked about that. What a fine time.
Okay, I'm going to mention it now. I brought 4 tiny bottles, just 4 mini.
Maybe we mentioned this last week.
And you know what? I'm going to mention again. We brought 4 mini bottles to the Disneyland Hotel. You have to have them in 2 separate suitcases, 2 bottles each. You cannot have 4, even if they're tiny little bottles. You're allowed 2 bottles, probably 2 small beers if you wanted 2 small beers, or 2 giant beers.
Well, we made the mistake of telling our good friend Tom about this, so we had the biggest bottles of beer I've ever seen, that fine Belgian full beer, plus a couple bottles of champagne. So that was our evening on night number 2.
But we didn't have everything.
No.
But I just thought that was very interesting, and I just, even if we mentioned it before, I just wanted to mention it now because, guests might want to bring their own drinks, but even if you're just bringing the tiniest little bottles, you could only put them 2 per suitcase, and if you had 2 suitcases and 4 were in one and 0 in the other, you still had to take 2 out and put them in the other.
And I do need to say this again. At least that was the rule then.
Yes,
things
can change.
So, but that was. I mean, imagine you're in town for the Olympics. You've gone and done some
shopping.
Well, you maybe went on a tour of some vineyards. You bought some high-end bottles of wine. What do you do with them? You don't have a car. You just show up with your luggage. Do you have to check them in? I don't even know the answer to this.
Like, do you buy an extra piece of luggage just to make sure you can put those extra 2?
Yeah,
it's I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah,
it's a very odd. I've never seen anything like that.
No,
before.
It's
not like going on a cruise. It's just a hotel room.
Right. I don't know.
So
anyway, I just thought it was of interest because I know that it's a big deal sometimes. Guests will be like, what can I do as far as bringing in alcohol? And that is what we experienced.
So anyway, that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Check them out. You can, book Disneyland Paris packages with them, if you want to stay at the Disneyland Hotel, but there's also Hotel New York, of course, the Art of Marvel. You've got Newport Bay. You've got the Cheyenne. Sequoia, I think, is going to be undergoing some
refurbishments.
Refurbishments soon. I don't know that there's any date announced for that. But also, Walt Disney World. There's a lot going on at Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And
let's not forget, we just got off a wonderful princess cruise. We were on the Sky Princess. We had a fantastic 7-night cruise, and MEI Travel are cruise experts.
Yes.
And we actually met with the owner, Becky, and we learned a lot about all the different, not just Disney, but
Virgin cruises and different ones.
But we talked and learned about all the various cruise lines. So it's truly, they are experts and can help you out.
But the Sun Princess is going to have like a magic castle style show, and that one will be much more geared toward families, and that it will be coming to Florida, I think this fall.
And we'll have a full show on all we did and learned on the Sky Princess. It was a wonderful time. It was a very nice getaway.
We've been busy. We've been busy traveling this year, which has been very nice.
And it is now time for the Epcot International Flower and Garden
I can't
Festival.
wait.
We'll be covering the opening of that this week. We'll have another show on that. So next week will be Flower and Garden, and the following week we'll talk
Princess
about
Cruises.
the Princess Cruise.
Okay.
So that's our schedule. So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.